Hey everyone, my name is Ramona and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be potting up some cacti and succulents into Lechuza Pon, and additionally to that I'll be showing you some of my plants that have been in pond for a while and the growth that I've gotten from it. These are the 5 cacti and succulents that I'll pot up into the Delta 10 from Lechuza. I am not sponsored by them or anything, I just really like their products and I want to test it out. I will first have to clean off their roots and make sure that there are barely any soil left before we start. So I've tried to get as much soil off as possible, but here we have the pot and it comes in with packaging, which I will open. So it comes with a insert and it's basically a self-watering pot. So here you have the meter, here you have some of the pond. Trying to find the hole. Okay, so that goes there, this goes in, and then it's ready. So first I'll put like a few layers of pond underneath. As you can see, there are a few different rocks in there and you can see what is actually in here on their website. So you get this layer of Lechuza underneath. And I'm actually going to put a bit more because the root system isn't as big as I wanted it to be. So I've actually been experimenting with pond for a while now, since July actually. And I did this especially because I know that I go on long holidays that last a month. And I just wanted to make it easier on myself and teach my plants to drink the water reservoir and be in these types of semi-hydro substrates, because if I am gone for like a month or a month and a half, at least my friends can come over and they can just water it. They only have to put water in the reservoir and come back in like 3 weeks, for example. I have most of my plants in semi-hydro except my philodendron verrucosum, but most of them are in semi-hydro because it makes life easier and I don't have to spend so much time on it. All I have to do is flush them every month or 2 months. Yeah, but I must admit, like, it is really expensive to start out with semi-hydro, especially if you're doing it my way with self-watering pots basically. But it's really worth it when I go away on holiday and all my friends have to do is put water in the reservoir. There won't be any root rot to worry about when I come back, because soil can be really difficult to water sometimes if people do not understand it. The pond has different components to help efficiently have a capillary action, which means the whole substrate will stay moist and the roots do not have to be as big because of this action. They say that it also blocks metallic elements that you receive in water, and it also blocks out the pollutants and all that. But I don't actually know if it's true because I couldn't find any research on that. But if you have found research on that, just let me know in the comments below. There's stuff in here called zeolite, and apparently they balance out the pH of the water, for example. There's also slow releasing fertilizer in this mix if you buy from Lechuza. I don't actually have to fertilize them for 6 months. I know it's not the fertilizing season, but apparently according to some videos that I've seen online, it isn't so strong. But you can read all of this on the website. I'm just reiterating what they're saying about this product. I will add the names at the bottom of the screen because I cannot for the life of me pronounce their names. So let's get on with it. By the way, I've tried to wash all the soil off, so this is all I've got. I'm gonna run these under the shower first, and I'll be back. So I've cleaned them up under the shower and they're looking amazing. I will leave them without a reservoir for a while because these ones, they do keep in a lot of moisture, but it's gonna be perfect. And I'll keep you updated on how this ends up. Let's start over here. I've converted my variegated string of hearts into pon. I tore their bulbs because I've heard some individuals had rot due to them, therefore I rerouted them in pon. Then we also have my two alocasia dragons, which I just transitioned, so there's not a huge difference yet. Into my greenhouse cabinet. This is my philodendron mame. When I first received this, it had a lot of root rot, which I caught a bit late, but I dealt with it by cutting the rotten parts off and then letting them reroot in perlite. Since then, this plant has been growing like crazy. The same goes for my philodendron gloriosum. It had root rot, I put in perlite, and then in pon when I saw new roots, and they are both loving life. My plant is almost huge, and I will definitely insert the pictures of when I first got them. As for my choco red, all the roots died because I transitioned them into perlite, but I rerouted it in water and now it's growing happily in pon. You can really see the amount of growth that it had since I first got it in July, considering that there was rot and rerouting happening for like a good 2 months. Alright, so I see there is a trend here. Same for my Gymnocalycium. I received it in the mail and caught the rot a bit too late and I couldn't really save it, so I've chopped it off. I've chopped the top cutting off, which was with these two leaves, and rerouted it in water. After that, it had significant amount of roots. Since the first transition in July, I had to give a bigger pot size in October. Although this plant is a lot of stress because it always gets stuck. Next up is my philodendron verrucosum. I still don't really know what types these are, but they have been looking really gorgeous in this one pot that I've put them in. For the smaller verrucosum leaves, I wanted to transition them to water for the future of putting it into leca, but all the roots have died before there were water roots. So I had to take a lot of no propagations, and therefore I only have one plant left because I could not for the life of me save most of them, and I gave one away. For this verrucosum, I air layered it in sphagnum, and the roots grew really quickly that I chopped it up in November and put it in one pot with this one together. Look at that. My second last plant in pon is my Alocasia mycoliciana. She's been growing really fast and it has even given me a little baby. I have transitioned this straight from soil to pon and there hasn't been a problem. The only problem is that the roots are going crazy and I need to cut them off. Lastly, I have my jewel orchids in pon as well. I was a bit skeptical of putting them into pon because I actually have no idea how to take care of them. But they have been doing amazingly well and they have both given me a new leaf. This is new and this is new. There's also a new one coming in between somewhere. Yeah, there you go if you can see it. So there we have it. Those are my plants in pon. And I can tell you that they're really liking it because I have not seen any problems with growth or major root rot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has encouraged you to use more of a semi-hydro substrate. Thank you so much for watching my first video on YouTube. Now, let's be rolling.